Well, while we're sitting here, waiting for Mr. Sin to get in here and get started and get all that stuff set up, do you guys want to take a few minutes and introduce your characters to one another, explain your appearances and all that jazz?
Could you?
Somebody start in.
So I'll introduce one of my characters first. I apologize if you hear the singing in the background. Matthew is writing a sonnet to Gully Wully right now.
Cool.
Oh no, he has asked me to inform Sin that he is in fact still writing.
Soul
Oh
writing?
lord.
Still writing.
Still writing. Oh my.
Mhm.
About Golly Wally. So,
About you and your WoW Warlock's tumultuous love life,
yeah.
varied and vast.
I was gonna say he's a little bit behind now. I think I've moved on twice.
So the first of my characters is Core. She's a changeling. Um, she is on the young side, still in her teens. She's a rogue type character with more of a focus on petty thievery and the occasional murder. She's very quiet. She spends most of her time just impersonating other people. You'll very rarely see her in her natural changeling form. But when you do see her in her natural changeling form, she is pretty much a stereotypical one, very thin, pallid skin, light hair, gray eyes. She is a girl of few words and doesn't really have anything resembling a sense of humor at the time.
So you're setting it up to where she can maybe one day become a comedian. Is that the goal?
Anything's possible. It's Dungeons and
I guess I can go next. One of my characters' name is Galosir. He is a dragonborn war veteran that turned into a paladin not too long ago. He recently got out of prison, and he has a lot of PTSD. He's a lizard of very, very few words. Doesn't really talk that much. The other character is named Thalion, and he is a cleric of the grave, and is basically the total. Very chatty, very kind of cheerful, that annoyingly positive person. That's basically it.
Oh god, I'm really gonna like this guy.
Well, I suppose I am next. What you see before you is a rather rugged, old-looking fellow. Just turned the ripe age of 70. A wizard of sorts. Very happy-go-lucky and very happy to be on board. Orzhal Fitz is the name, by the way.
I feel
Sorry,
so
what was that name?
I feel so lacking now.
No need. Orzhal Fitz. Wizard
Orzhal
extraordinaire.
Fitz. Got it. Did you give yourself the extraordinaire title, or?
At this age, you've got to be good at something.
I'm really glad that you're just answering all my horrible questions, because I'm not going to tell you anything about myself.
That's great.
I'm just here because of Lacuna.
So my second character, and probably the one who will be, well, compared to Core, much more talkative, is Lacuna Darkriven. She is a tiefling who comes from a rather long line of tieflings and humans intermarrying. She's a little bit on the short side, and she's very average in most aspects. She knows some basic barding skills. She has a pleasant singing voice. Dear God, please don't actually ask me to sing on the stream because it's not happening. But she's actually a tinkerer by trade. Her family is settled in Ruck, and they have a not huge, but not tiny, successful business. And she mostly focuses on repairs and upgrades to things like wagons and wheelbarrows and trolleys and stuff like that. She is the oldest of three, and in her downtime, she's usually just experimenting with things. She's fairly sheltered. She comes from a comfortable lifestyle, nothing dangerous. No special accolades that may or may not have been appended to her by herself, sort of thing.
So she's not the extraordinary Lacuna.
No, she's the very ordinary Lacuna, or
Yeah, right.
is about as ordinary as a tiefling tinkerer slash. I guess she does some merchant stuff on the side, mostly as a emissary of her well-meaning and loving, but occasionally overbearing parents.
Well, the only character left to have any introduction here is now Sin.
Oh, name Sinestra. That's all you're getting from me.
What do you look like?
I mean, you can't really tell, so I don't really know. I've never seen myself in a mirror.
All right. Glad to have you on board.
Oh man, good times to be had here. Good times to be had. Well, picking up where we left off with a couple of little solo campaigns we did with the majority of you. Lacuna, you have finished your journey heading south down the long road from your hometown of Ruck. You have just reached your Aunt Nora's Inn. Coincidentally, as it happens to be, Galosir and Orzhal Fitz, you both arrive at the inn at the same time as Miss Lacuna here does, and you guys are all now standing out front of the wonderful inn of Miss Nora here. It is roughly midday or so. Sitting outside of the inn is a rather rugged-looking female Asmar wearing a suit of blackened plate mail armor. Off to her left sits a rough-looking dog. It's from the way she's playing around with it, fiddling with it. You think it might be a puppy, though you're not entirely sure. Looks a little large to be a puppy. So we'll leave the actions to you, fellows. Lacuna, you arrive. Upon your arrival, Trixie and Colmar take the wagon as you step out and move off to your right as you're approaching the inn and take the wagon to the stables.
I approach the inn with a excited yet apprehensive look on my face. I wonder if Auntie Nora has gotten anything interesting today. I walk up to the door and I begin to rap on it. Hello? Hello, is anyone there?
As you're rapping and banging upon the door, Oldray turns and fixes you a curious stare and says, "Lacuna, why don't you just go in?"
I'm trying to be proper. And then I just sigh and push the door open into the inn.
Alrighty, Lacuna is entering the inn. Galosir and Orzhal, what are you two up to here? You see a little petite-looking young tiefling woman march up to the door and attempt to awkwardly knock on it before being informed that she should just go inside.
Honestly, probably think nothing of it.
You think nothing of her being weird?
Not really.
I'll look up to my friend.
Now, from what I gather, you're not the most social type. Watch me, and we will gather information and do the tavern rounds, as it were. Come.
I'll head up to the door.
You should be able to, if you've got Roll20 here open, click on your tokens and move them. There you go.
I shall follow.
All right, as you two approach the door, seeing a pair of strangers at the front door, Andre, as you have heard Lacuna call her, steps to the side and bars your path of further entry. She asks your names and what business you have here.
All right. Is this typical human fare? I didn't know.
She cocks an eyebrow and she goes, human fare, yes.
Sorry, I meant, is that character like a human
Oh,
person?
no, standing before you now, barring your path, is a rather large, stocky-looking Aasimar woman. Her celestial features glow slightly in the midday sun. She's wearing a jet black suit of plate mail armor, a rather hefty battle axe affixed to her waist, and shield awkwardly mounted on the back. It looks as though one of the straps may have broken recently.
Oh, I see.
She's staring at you expectantly.
Well, greetings. We were just looking to head off inside, perhaps get a drink or two. And, Orzhal is the name.
After a couple of moments of staring you down, waiting for some further response, she steps back to the side of the doorway and motions for you to enter.
Look back.
Told you I know what I'm doing. Come.
Meanwhile, I am milling through the inn, trying to find my aunt to make sure that my room is available.
As you approach the main desk set before the stairwell going up to the second and third floors, your Aunt Nora is standing behind the desk. She looks up as she's busying through paperwork and goes, Lacuna, you're late!
I'm sorry, Auntie Nor. It was a long journey, and there may have been a broken axle at one point. It's fixed so now. Everything's fine. Everyone got here safely. I'm okay.
She slowly walks around the desk, plants her hands on her hips, looks you up and down. No worse for the wear then, and then wraps you in a rather large hug. You have a little bit of difficulty breathing.
I pat her gently on the back. Auntie Nor, I can't breathe. Breathe!
Sorry. She lets you go and takes a step back. I've just been so long, I missed you.
I try to straighten my robes as much as I can. I am quite all right. A little tired, but I'm okay. How are you doing, Auntie Nor? How's the inn doing?
Oh, you know as it is. Lee keeps feeding the horses way more than they need to be fed. Triton is attempting to drown the patrons, and the old rusty one is collecting rust. As you try to banter with her more, there is a elven woman that begins berating one of the nearby patrons, yelling at him. Nor goes to handle the situation. Orzhal and Galosir, as you step into the inn, you find yourselves in a rather rustic-looking and comfortable old inn. There are a series of tables arrayed to the left and right as you enter. Quite a few patrons have already taken their seats and begun their midday or afternoon meals, as it were. It's really not much different from anything else that you have seen before. Is there anything you are looking for when you are paying particular attention to?
Um, I don't know. Have we been sent to this particular inn for a specific reason, or just kind of chilling out here?
And why are we here?
All right. Well, as you guys look around, you do notice that a couple of the companions that you have been traveling with previously, Rune and Ellie, are sitting at a nearby table. Rune seems to be accosted by the young elven woman that the tiefling Lacuna appeared to have been talking to, went to go intervene.
Okay.
They are over yonder to your right as you step in.
All right. Well, I see them. I'd like to have a quick look to see if anyone in here seem like they're locals.
Looking about, the tavern appears to be patroned mostly by fellow adventurers, those who are more comfortable on the road and seem to know their way around a sword or spellbook. There are a couple of locals nearby, though none of them seem to be too interested in you and or any of the other patrons. Few of them are listening to a young halfling woman strum at a guitar and sing a song rather, up on the stage to your far right corner of the room. Beyond that, there really isn't anything unusual here that you're noticing.
Cool beans. Hmm.
In the interim, Lacuna is going to enter the bathroom and enjoy a nice soak.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Can I get a drink?
Sure. So, you move your way over to the bar. As you guys are perusing the room, a male tiefling stands from a nearby table, sitting next to another, or sorry, Asmer. You're an Asmer, you know.
Yeah, I'm an
Asmer,
asthma.
as an ASMR. An Asmer stands up. His traveling, what appears to be traveling companion, uh, turns, looks at him and nods slightly and pays him no heed beyond the fact that he stands up and approaches the bar. As you approach the bar, behind the bar stands a blue-skinned humanoid. He appears to be a little uncomfortable and with a raspy, gaspy voice goes, "Hello? What can I do for you?"
Give me a drink. I don't care what it is.
"Oh, I like you." Turns behind the bar and begins rummaging around some barrels. A few minutes later, he returns to you and sets two cups in front of you, one containing a clear liquid with a few bubbles rising to the top. The other is a almost blood red.
Cool. I just down it.
Downing both of them,
Just the clear liquid.
clear liquid's water.
Good. That's what I figured it was.
Nice.
Anything else?
Oh, that's good. Thanks.
Okay. He appears to have some struggling breathing.
So what's wrong with you?
Lena, hold on. He turns, walks behind the bar. There's a large bucket of water back there, and he just braces his arms on the rim and dunks his whole head into it. Stays there for 10, 15 seconds. It comes back, dripping wet now. Says, "That's better. I have a little difficulty outside of water."
Ah, I see. Why don't you just build yourself a tank?
Well, they won't let me keep one back here. Nor says sanitary reasons.
Ah. Alright. I'm going back to my table. That guy's kind of weird.
All right, back to your table. As you return to your table, um, your, for lack of better terms, Jesus Christ, I can't speak tonight. Um, Traveling companion turns and says, "Did you find something juicy?"
Find something what?
Juicy.
Yeah, that guy's a fish.
Leans on the table.
Literally a fish out of water.
He looks like one of those Triton fellows you see by the lake shores and seas.
Yeah. Seems like he has no business here.
He appears to be running part of the business here.
Looks like it's in spite of everything like the world is telling him.
I don't know. He appears to be enjoying himself.
I'm just gonna let this go.
He pats you on the shoulder, looks at the cup of red liquid you have sitting in front of you, takes it from you, and takes a large quaff of it. Not bad. Sits it back down in front of you.
Perfect.
Cool. Could I approach the bar? Well, kind of after that happens.
Go for it.
This character caught my eye. I'll talk to the strange barkeeper.
Greetings. I would like to order a drink, whatever that peculiar fellow just had.
Whatever he just had.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Turns behind the bar, clatters around a bit, pours a couple bottles in separate glasses, returns to you, and sets the same pair in front of you. One glass, the clear liquid, a couple of bubbles in it, the other, a red, almost blood red liquid.
Nice. I'll slide a gold piece to the other end of the table and say, kind of half whispering to him,
Do you know anything about that particular man? He's a very odd fellow.
The one who came before you?
Yes, the very same.
He leans over the bar and points directly at Sinestra. Says, "That fellow over there," rather loudly.
Quiet. Yes, that fellow.
I pretend not to hear it.
He arrived 2 nights before with the older it's hard to tell how old those damn things are.
Well, thank you, I suppose.
walk away with my drink, and go over to his table.
Already.
Lacuna has already left the washroom, and she has been apparently inconspicuously sitting at the same table right above them, just watching everything with a slightly amused look on her face. It's good to see that things never change around here.
Hello, Lacuna. The usual?
The usual, thank you.
Okie dokie. He rumbles around behind the counter, pulls out another bottle, pours into the glass, and hands you a cup of water.
I take the cup with both hands and nod my head while drinking it. How have you been doing? How are things at the inn? Auntie Nor never tells me about her troubles.
There aren't too many troubles around here. Oldright makes sure of that. She did find a stray direwolf pup. I'm not too sure about that thing. Oldright seems to love it.
Is that what that unholy shrieking has been in the background?
No, that's been Kaylin yelling at that man over there, and she points to an elven figure sitting at a table.
What about that man?
I don't know. I'm too far away to listen to it. She's been berating and smacking him upside the arm and pointing at whatever's sitting on his waistband and making a big ruckus for the past 5-10 minutes or so.
Oh no, did you serve her a drink today?
No, you know better than that. You don't give that woman alcohol.
I sit back down on my chair and just sort of let my forehead rest against the table. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Joe, as you move to sit next to Sinestra, a young human girl, she looks to be maybe late teens or so, comes and approaches the table. You find gentlemen hungry for anything?
You talking to me?
Well, if you're hungry, yes.
I don't know. What do you got?
Oh, bit of this, bit of that. I think the boar is fresh today. I know we have some venison from a couple days ago, I believe, when the hunters brought that in. There's some dried meats. We have porridge. I think there's some eggs in the kitchen somewhere. And always plenty of bread and, well, salad.
All right. Whatever is closest to you right now.
She turns to her left and looks to the kitchen. That would be everything.
Want everything then?
Oh, okay. She turns and walks off to the kitchen, going through the door.
You've got quite the appetite there.
Yeah, I figured you guys might want some, right?
That very kind of a stranger. But let us remedy that. I am Orzhal Fitz. Who might you be?
I'm Sinestra.
Ah, a pleasure.
Kind of watched how he did his drink. I'll just chug the water and be very confused for a second.
Anyways, we are new to these parts. My friend and I.
Point over to the dragonborn.
Have you noticed anything strange going on?
Oh, everything around here is strange to me. I'm not really from here either.
Well, we are one and the same. Fantastic. Well, new friend, let us talk and get used to these new surroundings.
Sounds good.
All right.
As an aside, my mouse has stopped working, so I can't actually do anything. Hold on.
Oh no.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's alright.
I want to approach the bar.
Alrighty. You approach the bar. The blue-skinned fellow looks up at you and says, your skin's the wrong color. What can I do for you?
I am
Skin's
put a
the
few. Yeah. I put a few coins down and ask if he knows anyone in the tavern that has some experience dealing with evil spirits or something like that, because I still have the axe that I need to figure out what it does.
You're looking to identify a magical item?
Yes.
Well, there's a young man sitting on the couches over by the fire there that arrived a couple of days ago that appears to be in some sort of priestly vestments. He may be able to help you. If not, um, I think the fellow sitting next to the elderly man you came in with may be of some assistance. He appears to
I
be
nod and I go over to the young person. This is really awkward because it also happens to be my character.
Yes.
Okay, so my dragonborn walks up to him and asks me if I ask
Should
my
use your
character.
character names.
Yeah, I know.
Just basically have a conversation with yourself is what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
You gotta do some voices.
I'm not good at voices. Okay, crap, what was I thinking? My Dragonborn approaches, and I ask him if he approaches him the humanoid-ish. Or I ask him the man if he has any experience with some spirits or that kind of. And Thalin introduces himself as Thalin, and he would be happy to help with anything if it's spirit. So my Dragonborn produces the axe, which is still in the little cloth sheath. And do I have to roll anything to check out?
Yeah, you're gonna roll a d20 and you're be doing a religion check as you're asking him about spirits that may be surrounding the weapon.
So religion check,
Yes.
and it's a +4, so it's a 6.
Yeah, he doesn't know shit about this thing.
Oh damn.
So if you
So
want to continue to pursue this axe, there is Nose character Sinestra you can speak with, or the gentleman sitting next to him, which is who the blue-skinned fellow at the bar pointed at initially.
I think I'll let it simmer for a little while and just have a seat over here,
Oh.
so I can stop being awkward a little bit.
You're saying no?
I was just gonna say, where's the food?
You ordered a lot. Um, After a few minutes, the young woman, struggling to juggle 3 or 4 trays, comes back out holding 2 of them, places 2 of them in front of you, and says, would you like to start with this, or would you like it all now?
Yeah, just put it everywhere.
Okay. She begins placing platters down. One of them she awkwardly places on top of a fair number of parchments that your traveling companion has got laid out across the other half of the table. And she just kind of sheepishly shrugs as if there's nowhere else to put it, before returning back to the kitchen to retrieve the remainder of your food. Sitting in front of you is a fairly sizable serving of a pork roast. There is half a chicken, a large basket of bread, and a tub of what appears to be butter.
Hub of butter?
Yes, she gave you a
Yes.
large cup of butter.
All right, I'm gonna grab a piece of bread, take a chunk off of the meat, and eat a bit. Then I'm gonna offer it to my friend across the table here. I say friend in all quotes. Not really sure what to make of him quite yet.
As you are divvying and preparing your meal, she returns with the remainder of your order, which is probably have another 5 or 6 plates with the things, a large bowl of salad, and some fruit.
Perfect. I'm gonna take the salad for myself, and the rest is for everyone.
That'll be 3 gold and 2 silver.
Here you go.
She smiles, she takes your coin, and returns to the kitchen to whatever the heck she's doing in the kitchen. What are you doing now, Lacuna?
I'm mostly pestering Auntie Nor to see what's going on, if there's any news. Life is so dreadfully stable in Rook, and sometimes I want to hear interesting stories, and the adventurers here always have good stories.
As you approach, Nor is attempting to calm down Kayla as she is berating an elven patron. He appears to be of the same descent as her, a high elven, and is attempting to enjoy his meal as she is smacking him upside the head and accusing him of taking something.
I cautiously approach Kaylin. Kaylin, is everything okay? What's wrong?
Go ahead and get a Pop-Tart then. Says, this bastard walked off with all the good gear and left me to deal with it, and now I've got this, pointing down to her leg.
I look down and sigh because I've heard this story before. Kaylin.
The elven man turns exasperated towards Kaelin's sister. I told you, father bequeathed the blade to me. Everything else in the army was free game. You threw off in a huff and walked away without taking anything, insisting that you can, quote unquote, do it yourself.
I pat Kaylin on the shoulder. Maybe we should step outside for a minute, get some fresh air. You'll feel better.
She goes, yeah, sure. I step outside in fresh air when he sits here with his half-breed hussy, just taking all the fun stuff.
Kaylin!
My character across the room kind of looks up from his couch with a very menacing glance and then goes back to.
Ellie
Look who.
sits.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
All right. Ellie stands up, goes over, and attempts to calm Kayla, assuring her that she means no ill harm. She says, Kayla, I told you 1,000 times before, if you wish, I can heal your leg. I can restore it, and you can go back out there and play with all the dire wolves you want. Which causes Kayla to get even more pissed off, as a dire wolf is what ate her leg.
I sigh in resignation and just head back to the bar. Maybe I'll get a stiffer drink this time.
As you approach the bar, Sedan looks back up at you again and says, Hello, Lacuna. Another usual?
Give me the pink stuff this time.
Pink stuff must be serious. He gets up, turns behind the counter, returns with a bottle of Chardonnay wine, pours you a cup, and just leaves the bottle on the counter. 3 silver pieces for that.
I slide over 4. Keep the change.
You always were so sweet. As he slides 1 coin into his pocket and the remainder into a stash box under the desk.
So I see that she pays for her drink, and I say, hey, that guy must have liked me. He didn't make me pay.
Look at the drink I haven't finished yet.
Yes, it's very peculiar.
Slide it away from me.
I down mine.
I finish my first one and pour myself a very full second cup.
Make a Constitution saves. Roll a d20.
Is it just a generic roll?
No, for Sin, he needs to roll a Constitution save.
Oh boy. I forgot the command for this. Why am I?
If you're trying to type in the box, it's /roll space 1d20.
Yeah, that's what I typed. It's waiting. Oh boy.
Oh man, your con modifier is fairly good actually.
Yeah. I should be at 13 here. Right? Or am I derpy?
12.
12. Yes, 12.
You stagger slightly.
In my chair?
Yes,
That's not good.
In your chair and you feel a touch dizzy and manage to prevent throwing up whatever you just ate back onto the plate in front of you. Though you're fairly sure you should not have drank that.
Whew, that's some good stuff.
Just stare at him, mouth slightly open.
I pour my third cup.
She's got the right idea.
Make a con save, Lacuna.
Is it the same thing? Just roll 1d20?
And then add your Constitution modifier, which is 0, so just a 1d20.
Ooh.
You fall from your seat. Nora, seeing you fall, comes rushing over to help you back to your feet. Says, I think you better go lay down.
Come on over here, have some fun.
I look over at the strange person who wishes for me to have fun, apparently, because I can't really think straight. I'm drunk as off of Chardonnay because, yes.
That's what you get for having a loving con.
I sigh in irritation. And I think I'm gonna go lay down. I'm sorry.
As you say this, Poetry comes from behind the desk and he helps you to your feet and escorts you up to your room on the second floor. So, and then he lays you down in your bed before returning to the desk.
Thank you, Poetry. You're so nice.
He tucks you in and says, "You need to sleep." As a point he makes, he grabs the basket out of the nearby washroom and places it next to the bed for you, just in case before going back downstairs.
Thank you, Poetry. You're very nice.
Seeing that, I take the cue, and I'm just gonna eat my food. Anybody else want any?
I see you hogging that salad, but I'll start eating things that are probably not good for my digestive system at this age.
It's a rather large bowl of salad. You're fairly sure if there's more than enough there for just him.
Oh yes.
It's just
Nice.
a matter of convincing him to share it with you.
I'll go. Mind if I ask? That salad looks quite good.
I dump some out on your plate.
Fantastic.
Start cutting up some of the meats and spreading it around.
It's great.
Alrighty. You two are enjoying your meal. As you enjoy your meal, Vesic, sitting to your right, Sinestra, stands up, pats you on the shoulder, says, "It appears you've made some friends. Good. My job's done then. Good day." And he just leaves.
What?
That guy was just following me around. I've been trying to get rid of him for weeks.
That is very odd. Does that happen often?
I don't know. The way I look, people follow me all the time.
Good for you. Anyways, I have some business to take care of. I'll give you some coin for the meal in a bit, but we should talk more. Quite enjoy your company.
Good luck out there.
Brr, thank you.
What I do realize is that we really didn't say much to each other. I just bought a bunch of food and said, I can't eat all this.
Pretty much. I'm cool with that. Yeah. What's her name? Ellie?
Yes.
I'd like to talk to her whenever that's all good.
Oh, go for it. She's just sitting there at the table next to Rune.
FL?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Emmy, right?
Hello, Orzhal.
Yeah, hello. Frankly, had so much excitement from the other day. Just wanted to ask more about our business at hand.
Well, as I said before, there are rumors in Red Larch that we must attend to. We're only a couple miles south of the town now, though it is a nice stop here, as adventurers are more welcome in this place than they are in town.
Indeed. And I noticed from some of the paperwork from before, we might be picking up more travelers. Are any of them here?
She takes a moment to look around. Suppose all of them are here if you can convince them to be of aid.
Oh. Goodness. All right. I think I can come up with something. Thank you for your help.
Good luck.
Cool.
How much of that did I hear?
Well, he wasn't making any attempts to be quiet, and Ellie is a rather boisterous young woman, so probably all of it.
All right.
Cool. In that case, I would like to step over on top of a chair.
All right.
Back for
Uh,
more.
kind of look around the entire inside of this place, use prestidigitation to make many fireworks appear above my head, and
As you are
go,
doing so, Nora comes over and yells at you and says, "None of that inside!"
Don't worry, it's but a mere illusion.
I'll shove some fireworks in her face.
She immediately counters your spell, and a mystical hand appears, yanking the chair out from under you. Make a dexterity save.
No. -2. Nah.
You unceremoniously fall to your rump. Thankfully, it isn't too far of a fall. You've only managed to bruise your pride.
Very well.
Stand back up.
I'm just laughing.
Attention, all within this tavern. I would like to meet each and every one of you and talk business. It appears we will be working together soon, and what better way than over a nice meal? So come, join us.
What do you mean working together?
Exactly what I said.
I got no plans to work with anyone.
Well, as you finish your speech, a dark elven man stands up and approaches you, and what appears to be a human woman with very pale skin. Her hair appears to gently blow behind her. They both approach you, hands on their hips or at rest, staring at you expectantly.
Ooh, so much attention. Don't know what to do with myself. Anyways, we, sooner or later, I think we will be investigating some oddities, some occurrences within a place nearby. My memory fails me a little bit, so I will, if you don't mind. Ellie, could you explain?
She's mid-bite. Looks at you and goes, "Mm-mm." Continues eating.
Uh, um,
The dark elven man sighs. You're talking about the dead rising.
yes, exactly. That is what I speak of.
I moved over to this couch because I really don't want anything to do with this guy. But I'm still listening.
What do you know about it?
Hmm, frankly, not much. But I've been hired to find out more and help out in whatever regard I may.
I'm playing
So what does that got to do with us?
You need to go
Oh,
to the
hello, friend. What are you doing? Never mind. Um, I believe we should investigate. Uh, I mean, I think I'm being paid for it. I forget the details, but you know, adventure and whatnot.
I see. So you don't know if we're getting paid for it. You're not quite sure any of the details. You don't know the danger of it all, and you don't know where it's coming from.
Precisely.
Sounds like something doomed to fail to me.
Well, Nor over there, and he points behind his shoulder at the tiefling woman who is now making her way back to the front desk. Um, she informed me of these dead coming from nearby, and there were a couple near the inn a couple of nights back. I tracked them over toward the Lance Rock, though we haven't had a chance to get over there and investigate it further.
Maybe they should hire her instead of you. As I'm saying to the old man here.
Well, I may not look it, but I assure you my skills are unmatched in the ways of the wizard.
The dark elven man fixes you a curious stare. You appear to be a touch old, sir, to be traveling about in the woods at night.
That may be true, but with some help, with more able bodies, I think you will find we'll be able to accomplish whatever we set our mind.
He shrugs. The wispy-looking woman returns to her table and continues eating her meal. As I said, I tracked him to the Lance Rock. If you want, I can show you on the map where it goes, but I don't have a map.
Wait, she doesn't have a map, but she can show you on the map?
He borrowed, you assume that he was using the map that maybe Nor had, as he doesn't have a map in his person at this point in time. He does not have a map. Ask Nor. She's got a couple of them behind the counter.
All right.
I get up groggily and shake my head. I'm not quite sober yet, but I'm in desperate need of water, so I start making my way downstairs back into the bottom floor of the inn.
I look over to Thalin and say, you believe this guy?
Oh, I do. That's why I'm up here so far.
You moved over to the other side of the couch.
I meant from the city.
From the city.
Yeah, to the south.
City Slicker thinks he's an adventurer.
Clergyman, if you would.
Ah, even better.
Death waits for us all, my friend.
Especially you.
Oh, he has quite a few things to say to you when you finally meet him. And I get up and I approach the wizard. This is Theron. Excuse me, I couldn't help but over here.
Good, that was my intention.
You say you plan on tracking the risen dead, yes?
Indeed, it should be a thrilling time, to say the least.
Do you happen to have a map?
No, but
Point across the way.
I think if you would follow me that way, it's a good start to our quest.
Alright, lead the way.
Very well. Orzhal fits, by the way.
Theron. Death
Very
Priest.
nice. Not so nice, but I...
Just
So
kinda
he
walk
talks
with
to
fluster.
death. Ah!
So yeah, I'm gonna go to the table.
I trip slightly over the rug and make my way back to the bar.
As you stumble your way down the steps, Poetry assists you over to the bar. I really think you should be laying down, Lacuna.
I know poetry, but I really need water. So, and I turn to face the barman with my arms wide open. Hit me with all the water you can, she says while still definitely drunk.
All of the water?
I'm so thirsty.
Careful there. He needs some too.
I just kind of back away behind the wizard, kind of knowing what's about to happen.
Water.
He grabs a cask of water and proceeds to take it and dump it on you. All of the water. Some of it lands in a cup in front of you.
I scream softly as the cold water runs over me, then pick up the cup and drink it down as fast as I can.
That's one way to sober you up.
I feel more like me again. Thank you. And I start making my way up the stairs, knowing that Auntie Nora is going to lecture me if I stay in the room any longer. Or I start making my way up the stairs.
Where are the stairs? They're over here.
Stairs are right behind the inn, and then as you scroll up the map, it goes to the second floor of the lake.
Got it.
Alrighty.
I take this opportunity to sneak upstairs.
Alright, you make your way upstairs. You're on the second floor now. These rooms appear to be reserved for special guests, those on business travel, or the employees of the inn.
Honestly, I'm just looking for a few things. I'm just gonna snoop around a bit.
As you walk the halls and attempt to open the doors, you find that they are all locked.
Every single one of them.
Every door on this floor, with the exception of the one Lacuna walked into, is locked.
Wonderful. Alright, well, I'm gonna do that while everyone else does other things. So I spend this time to check all the doors.
Okay. So he has moved his way upstairs then. Fair enough. Orzhal and Thalion are busying themselves looking for what I assume to be a map. The side door of the inn opens up and two diminutive figures enter the room.
Huh. Can I tell from here what race they are?
They appear to be a pair of gnomes. One of them has got a comically large, bright blue mohawk. The other has about shoulder length purple hair with reddish highlights to it.
Okay. Put that on the to-do list. For now, maps.
All right. You approach the desk. Nora, seeing your approaches. Orzhal, right? The one trying to burn my inn down?
I assure you, it's nothing of the sort. But yes, that is the name. We were hoping to perhaps procure a map of the local area we may be heading off.
Well, I do have a map or two behind the counter. I cannot give you either. You are welcome to look upon them, though. She rummages around behind her counter, pulls out a couple of scrolls of paper, and unrolls them across the table using various baubles that lay atop the desk to pin down the corners.
All right. Give it a close look and then go back to her.
Could I perchance buy some paper off you and make a map myself?
I'm afraid I don't have any paper for sale. All I have here I use for my own ledgers. If you wish to travel, you could travel north to Red Lodge and perhaps acquire some in the general store. They may have a map for sale there too as well.
Very well. I will do. Thank you. You have been most kind. Mostly.
Don't burn my end down, I won't be forced to smack you.
I'll head off to wherever the heck they just said. Red Lodge.
Well, that's a town, couple hours march up the road north.
Oh. Right, okay. Will we be heading that direction anyway?
That's the direction that Ellie and Rune had first informed me that you would be heading.
Okay.
So far as you know, that's where you're supposed to be ultimately ending up.
Cool. Guess I'll just chill out for a little while.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go back to my couch.
Back to the couch then. The pair of gnomes come in. The one with the shocking bright blue mohawk sits down next to Thalon and appears to be taking gauge of you.
I pay it no mind.
After a few moments, he shrugs and appears to busy himself counting copper coins. Is there anything else you fine folks would like to do here in this end?
Don't think so.
Me neither.
I mean, I guess besides speaking to Norm, but I don't think there'd be anything too important. There would just be general family chit.
Well, you guys have been muddling about the inn now for the better part of the evening. It is now getting late. The sun is setting in the sky. Um, Poetry has begun busying himself, walking about the interior of the inn, lighting sconces, candles, and the like across several tables. It may be prudent to spend the night at this point rather than setting off in the dark.
Hangover finally cured, Lacuna saunters back down to have a meal. Steps out of her room.
Sinestra, your attempts to open all of the doors on the second floor having been foiled. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Appears he's away for a moment. Alright, well, Lacuna, you're coming down and getting a meal. Yes?
Yes.
Alright, well, I'm just going to move your character downstairs here. Any particular table you wish to sit at?
Not anyone
Oh,
in
my
particular.
mic was muted.
Yes, you were muted. I assumed you walked away.
No. I was just waiting for her to come out of her room, so she just walked right by me without noticing me at all.
I didn't realize you were standing up there. Well, in that case, Lacuna, as you leave your room, you do see Sinestra standing to the side.
I give him an odd look and hurry downstairs.
Okay, well, she's downstairs then.
Did she lock her door?
She didn't say she locked her door.
All right then. Do 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 do.
Okay. You enter
I'm look.
Lacuna's room.
I'm looking for something. I've been
Great.
feeling a little bit of an odd magical thing going on, and I've been looking for it. So that's what I'm looking for right now.
All right. So you walk in the room. At a cursory glance, it appears to be a well-appointed room, closer to a suite than a regular inn room. Um, Careful attention to detail. There appear to be some family portraits hung along the walls, and more personal knickknacks are strewn across the room. There is a rather large and detailed map on the table to the left as you enter the room. Aside from that, nothing really catches your attention.
Okay, can I do a little check to see if whatever I'm feeling magical is in here?
Yeah, if you want to do a arcane check, by all means, go for it.
Looks like 14, or is that
No, it's 14.
yeah 14?
You pause a moment and attempt to reach your senses out. Nothing really catches your attention up here.
All right, I'm leaving. Going back downstairs.
Alrighty. Miss Lacuna, you step down into the inn proper, eager for a meal now that you feel slightly less dizzy. The same patrons seem to be arrayed at the various tables across the room, though as you come down, two of them, the elven couple that Kayla was arguing with, make their way to the front desk, speaking with Nor.
I stand patiently behind them and try not to be too obvious about my eavesdropping on the conversation. Or I attempt to eavesdrop, I guess.
Are you attempting to be subtle about your eavesdropping here?
I mean, I'm not gonna gawk at them. Just, I guess I'll be trying to look like I'm minding my own business.
Roll performance. All right. As they approach, you, for whatever reason, decide that you'd like to listen in on their conversation. So make it look as though you're decided to stop and lace up one of your boots. Um, as you're bending down to lace your boots up, um, the elven gentleman that Kayla was arguing with before approaches the desk. Says, "Hello, Honor." She perks up after putting away the maps and the like that Orzhal had just been speaking with her about. "Hello, Rune dear. What can I do for you? Do you have one of the suites available?" She's nods. I'll take one of those. 2 gold pieces. Yeah, okay. Hands her the 2 gold pieces, and the two of them head up the steps after retrieving a key from her.
I shake my head at the whole situation, then smile very faintly at my aunt. Are you hungry, Auntie Nori? Will you be joining me for dinner tonight?
She fixes you a friendly smile and says, "Things appear to be slowing down slightly here. I could join you."
If you're hungry, there's food over here.
Your food has been sitting there for the better part of 2 hours now at this point. It has
Oh
gotten
yeah,
quite cold.
someone is gonna eat it.
As you are yelling out, the young woman who served you the food walks back over and, "Would you like me to clean this up?"
Not unless you are one to help eat it. Cold or not, it's good food.
I glance back over my shoulder, then give Nor a strange look. Has it been like this all day? Just all this food lying around?
No, he ordered that a couple of hours or so ago now, when the elderly gentleman sat down with him. His
And
traveling
expect-
companion left shortly after.
he expects random people just to eat it.
She just shrugs.
I mean, I have been picking at it for quite a while, so I think there's at least a decent dent in it.
I mean, you are quite full at this point.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I shake my head. Well, I don't really know what I would like for dinner. Antinor, is there anything you'd like?
I believe I'm going to have some of the pork that they found earlier.
Pork and a little bit of bread and butter sounds good.
Well, you guys are deciding upon dinner. Kayla has gone down and cleared the table where the elven couple was eating their dinner previously before and gone about busying herself. The young woman approaches you, Orzhal, and asks if there's anything you may get for you. Is there anything I can get for you, sir?
I don't believe so, but,
Point over to Lacuna.
uh, do you know who that person may be?
She nods. That's Lacuna Darkoven. She's the niece of the proprietor.
I understand. Not the most talkative sort, it seems.
I don't think she's used to being on the road.
Very well, think I'll try to have a chit-chat. Do you have any, advice? She seems rather, skittish.
She's always tinkering with one thing or another. Maybe show interest? Though I'm not sure she goes for older gentlemen.
Never mind.
I don't think he goes for younger women.
Thank you.
And I'll start slowly making my way that direction.
Awkward.
I'm just gonna smirk at the at the waitress.
As Orzhal gets up and moseys his way over, she attempts to come and clear his plate, assuming he's done.
That's on him.
I had like half a plate. Maybe. I'm done.
She
Not a
shrugs.
big eater.
He gathers up what's left on his plate between the dishes that he's used and piles them all into a single plate and bowl. Motioning toward the still full cup of red beverage laying on the table.
I'm gonna grab that.
Is that yours?
It is now.
She shrugs, rebalances the dishes and the like on her against her waist, and makes her way back to the kitchen.
I'm sipping this one this time. Learned my lesson. Good stuff.
All right. A pair of diminutive fellows have moved themselves over to the now clean table. Have you decided what you're eating, Lacuna?
Yes, I think I will share Antinor's pork with a little bit of light salad and some bread.
She has moved to sit down at a table. If you
I
wish to
have
join
moved
her.
to join her.
After a few moments, Kaylin comes out. What you be having?
Oh, so we'll have some of that pork, and I think we can split a salad and some bread and butter, please, and water, lots of water, in a cup.
You should know better than ask Triton for all the water. She moves to the kitchen, collecting your food after a few minutes. 5 or 10 or so, she returns, sets the plates out in front of you all, your cups of water for returning back to the kitchen.
I take a sip of my water and start to dig in with Auntie Nor.
Alrighty, you two enjoy your meal. Your two gnomish traveling companions have ordered themselves some dinner. They enjoy their meals and then they themselves retire for the evening, going up to rest in one of their rooms. Alrighty.
I'm gonna finish my drink and try to get a room.
Alrighty, you finish your drink. The tiefling male has returned to his station at the desk. Upon your
Really
approach,
hoping that the old man didn't notice that I took his drink.
I'm not sure he's noticing much of anything.
Yeah, his head's a little bit too on a swivel for me.
Alright, as you approach the desk, tiefling gentleman looks up at you and says, "What can I do for you?
One room.
Are you looking for a standard or a suite?"
Yeah, basic stuff.
Standard it is. That'll be 5 silver. And your tab, you 2 of those reds, that comes to 9 silver.
9
So
silver.
9 with 5, so it's 14 silver total. 1 gold, 4 silver.
1 gold, 4 silver. Okay. Here you go.
He takes your coin and hands you a key with the number 3 etched upon it. So all the guest rooms are all the way up, guest rooms are all the way up on the 3rd floor. It would put you in room number 3, right there.
Where is it? Oh, right there, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Hey, there's books.
It's a comfortably appointed room. There appears to be various books of just random topics, though it looks like she may have just collected them from people that were throwing them out. There's no rhyme or reason to the titles of them. You find a book that talks about the um, advancements in agriculture, though the date on the book is roughly 60 years old at this point.
Yeah.
This one's speaking of how to stack rocks just right to make a firm wall. Something is speaking about local bug population. One is telling you what is about the history of the town of Red Larch to the north. There appears to be some various journals of people that, from the dates on the books, are well dead at this point. Nothing too interesting to you.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take one about the town to the north and hop in bed.
Alrighty. You're gonna spend your night reading of Red Larch?
Yes. And staying up all night.
Just
Because waiting for someone to not lock their door. I locked mine, by the way.
Alright, perfect. Well, as the evening stretches on, Lacuna, you and Nor finish your meal together. Is there anything that you'd like to ask her?
I turn to Nor and say very quietly, I found something on the journey here. I wanted to ask you about it. It's family.
Cocks an eyebrow at you. What would that be?
I was searching in the carriage and I think I found one of Grandma's old Journals. Not one of the ones I had before. I've never seen it before, but there's models and sketches and just there's things in there I've never heard of before.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. That woman was always writing.
Yes, and then on the way here I stopped in a little town. I wanted to maybe pick up a new toy for the twins, and I found a mechanical drake that she'd made. It's a build I've never seen before. It's well beyond anything anyone makes these days.
Do you have
And
it with you?
it's in my room. I can show you. But more than that, the what was his name? Master Fizzcrank, I think? The shopkeeper. She traded it to him for some gears and said that she had been in that town at some Ivy Mansion, Ivy Manse, Ivy House, where she had been doing business there, and it's just nothing. I've seen all of the family's business manuals, I think, and I've never heard of it before.
Oh, your grandmother did quite a few bits of business that were off the book, as it were. It's not quite spoken of too often, though. She was quite an accomplished arcanist.
A what?
Mage, dear. She
No,
could
I
do magic.
I know what an arcanist is, but why doesn't anyone speak about them?
She shrugs. Your grandmother was never too open with it. She never used the magic around others, and so far as I can tell, she stopped using it when she finished adventuring.
Oh, well, it's all new to me.
I'm sure anything you need to know can be found in those journals of hers, and there's, I believe, a couple more of them up in your room there on the shelf that somehow collecting dust.
All right, I'll look.
Alrighty. She gets up, returns to her station behind the desk. Um, the rest of the inn room or the dining room here appears to be winding down as the staff busy themselves about cleaning up the tables, sweeping the floors, and the like. The few local patrons have left for the evening. Um, those that are remaining of the adventurers have gone and gotten rooms for themselves for the evening. Let's see here, Sinestra, you hear one of the door adjacent to yours open and then close and the lock firmly turn.
Damn it.
After a few moments later, further down the hall, you hear another door open and again the lock turn and catch.
You really don't want me snooping.
Hmm? Get to sleep, buddy.
I'm talking about the people who are locking their doors.
Go on, go to bed. How, you don't know who it was as you're sitting in bed reading your books. Mr. Orzhal, the room is becoming empty. All that remain in the common room are yourself, the self-proclaimed death priest, and your traveling companion, Galosir.
Oh, so Lacuna already left. Gotcha.
I think she just left.
I can still be on the stairwell.
I'll just catch her on the way over and go.
Pardon me. Sorry to interrupt.
Hello?
Hello. The name is Orzhal Fitz. To be brief, I notice many of us are potentially going to be traveling companions. Are you going to be joining us?
I have some friends that I am traveling with already, but I thank you for your offer.
But of course. Nevertheless, just introducing myself, really. Orzhal Fitz is at your service.
Master Fitz, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Lacuna Dark Ribbon.
Lacuna. Very nice.
Thank you.
Nevertheless, see you when I see you then.
Have a good evening, Master Fitz.
Nailed it.
I will get a room.
Can I just say that the little like burpee thing that you're doing is it's getting me. Like I don't understand
It
why.
sells the character.
Cool. Anyways, I would like a room with the comfiest bed for my old withering body.
Okay, I'm assuming you're approaching the desk at this point, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and move you. As you approach the desk, Nora has just finished collecting the coin from the various patrons of the bar, paying off their tabs and the like, and getting rooms for the night. What can I do you for, dear?
Hello again. I would like your, the room itself doesn't need to be fine, but your finest bed.
Finest bed? Oh, if that's what you want, it's going to run you 2 gold for the night.
More than worth it. Have to take care of yourself, you know.
She nods, which is behind the desk again, and produces another key. This one has got the number 4 on it. Hands it to you as you hand your gold over.
Give her a nod, and I'll head on over.
Alrighty, that puts you. I should have numbered these rooms up here, but I didn't because I wasn't thinking. Just move you up here. In is the front corner room. Alrighty. That just leaves Galosir and Thalon down here.
Thalon wants to purchase a room.
Okay.
One specifically with a window.
Well, any of the standard rooms, all of them have windows. That'll be 5 silver.
There you go.
Any particular location you'd like to be in?
Which direction is the next town?
She points behind herself.
That way.
She nods, rummages around, produces another key. This one has got the number 7 on it. Hands you the key. Takes your 5 silver pieces. We're going to slide you up to the 3rd floor now, and that puts you in the corner room. It's basically right above the stairwell.
Okay. First of all, I want to lock the door.
Okay.
Alright, second of all, where's the window in this room?
The window would be against the back wall of the room, and then there is one that's right near the bed too. So one above the table in the room, and then one near the bed.
Just as a
Alright.
question, did the old man lock the door?
He did not say he locked the door.
All right then.
Let me see.
I have a spell I want to cast. I want to cast Eyes of the Grave.
No, I forget.
All right. So you cast your spell, Eyes of the Grave. Let's see, what's this one do?
I know the location of any undead within 60 feet.
You sense no undead near it.
Alright, I make sure that the door is locked again, and then I go to bed.
Alrighty.
All right.
Now Galosir wants to purchase a room.
Okay.
Standard room, please.
You're a quiet one, aren't you? She rummages around, pulls up a couple of keys and says, "You particular where you're staying?"
No.
She hands you a key with the number 6 etched on it after taking your 5 silver pieces. Sending you up the room will be the one next to Thalon. If you want to move your token.
Alright, I will move up there.
Alrighty. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, folks. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Didn't hear that door lock.
I'm gonna say when he comes back.
I know, I'm just joking.
We need to click on these tokens. What is that blue dot thing? Is that what the direction you're facing?
Yeah, so you get the square around and then the dot that comes out. You can turn
Yeah.
your token.
Oh, okay.
I love how the old man's sleeping on the corner of his bed like some kind of degenerate.
It looks like he just kind of fell in it.
Yeah, or like he jumped and then like kicked his feet out across it.
Just sat down, take off his slippers, and then he passed out.
Yeah.
Er, Gotta steal my stuff.
Who are you talking to?
Talking to you, my friend.
No, I'm no thief.
Oh,
If I was a thief, I would have stole something from Lacuna earlier.
probably true.
Alrighty. So,
Okay. I'm in my room. I lock the door. I want to go over to this desk and I want to take out the weapon that I have, and put it on the table.
alright. So you remove the axe from your bag, so you lay it down on the table. Upon careful inspection, it appears to just be an ordinary battle axe of dwarven construction. Um, there are a few chips along the blade, though it appears to be no worse for the wear, and is still fairly sturdy.
I take out my war pick and kind of stuff it away in my bag, and I replace where the war pick was with the axe.
Alright, are you going to take the axe up then?
Yep.
Alrighty. So as you grasp the axe, you feel an invasive presence in your mind. Roll a d20. You're making a wisdom save.
Do I feel this?
Yes, you do.
19
I'm moving.
You've succeeded.
plus 5.
Yeah, 19 is plenty. You succeed your will save. Um, as you are focusing on the weapon, you hear a dwarven voice, rough brogue and pertinent. You're taking me tools. What you using them for?
What do you say?
He basically wants to know why you took his axe.
I'm listening at this point, or trying to.
You're going to need to roll perception.
Okay. Not good.
Plenty.
I answer to send those who some have killed you back to their graves.
Well, aren't you a good boy? You know what killed me then?
I nod and say Knowles.
Ah, those barking bastards.
Am I hearing both voices or just this guy talking to himself?
Just him talking to himself.
Alright, this is perfect. So I just think this is super strange.
Well, I tell you what, boy. I'll lend ye me strength if you cleave them in twine, eh?
Sounds good.
And don't ye be forgetting me. Here.
I pick the axe, well, it's still in my hand, and I just put it in my, I guess I have a sheath or something on my on my waist, and then I...
You'd have a belt loop on your waist where your war pick would have rested. So,
Yeah.
while you're holding the weapon and glancing at your war pick, You feel a strong inclination to use the axe over any other piece of equipment on your inventory. You are
I
now.
knock on the door.
All right. So Sin's knocking on the door.
I go and listen to Mud I'm gonna put my ear up against the door.
I mean, I knocked on it. I was not being like sneaky or anything. Like,
Okay, I take some of the axe out of it, out of the belt loop, and I slowly open the door.
I point at the axe and say, "What's that?"
Just an axe.
Bullcrap. I know there's something going on with it. What is it?
It's just an axe.
You can't.
I mean, unless you want it to be buried into your skull, by all means.
Are you going to attempt to roll insight to see if he's lying to you?
Oh, yes.
All right. So you need to roll a d20.
Not good.
Yeah, no.
Get an 8.
Yeah. So his passive insight alone is enough to, basically
That's
drop
fine.
into the ground.
I'm going to leave it for now.
So far as you can tell, it's just an axe.
Oh, I know that there's something going on.
You know there's something else, but you're believing him at this point that it's just an axe.
Yeah, I'm going to believe him for now, but I still have I know there's something going on in here. I'm going to walk away.
I close the door and I lock it again.
And I get about 2 feet away where I go into this room.
Okay.
I'm gonna go sleep with the old man.
Is the old man asleep?
Yes. He's passed out, sprawling on the bed. One
All
foot
right,
hanging over it.
I come over here and I sit down on the chair and I knock on the desk.
Oh. Hello. Have you heard of a thing called personal space?
Yeah, have you ever heard of a wizard that can't tell when something arcane happens?
Never, no.
Well, you just missed it.
I was asleep.
Pretty good excuse.
I think so, yes.
What's the stuff you were talking about earlier?
With whom?
Downstairs with everyone.
Just... goodness. Trying to get everyone on good terms if we're going to be traveling together.
How do you know everyone's going to be traveling together?
Talking with some previous acquaintances, saw some paperwork, and frankly, I assume things very often.
So there's no clairvoyance in this, then?
Call it a... No, none.
Just an educated guess.
I'm good at those.
I thought you were actually good at magic, and I walk out of the room.
I would like to cast sleep on him.
In the middle of the hallway?
As you're walking towards the door, sure.
I mean, you can only move so fast.
Okay.
All right, so cast your spell.
Let's see.
I believe it's 5d8.
Let me double check. Sleep.
Am I rolling any kind of save here, or is this just gonna take me off guard completely here?
I mean, this is going against your hit die, so it all matters. It's dependence on what he rolls.
Yeah.
You are right. Let me roll that. $32.
Yeah, you slump to the floor and just pass the hell out, dude. Just thud. Falls to the ground on the soft, rich green carpet.
Jesus Christ.
I will hum a little bit, take a pillow, drag him out to the hallway, lay him down right outside the door of mine, and go back to sleep.
Are you leaving the pillow with him? All right, so you at least have a pillow. You are now
I'll
asleep.
lock the door this time.
Oh,
You didn't even leave me in like my room or.
he doesn't know where your room is.
That is true, actually. Maybe a spare blanket if there's one of those.
That's actually okay because I didn't plan on going back to my room anyway.
You didn't plan on falling asleep, though.
No, I did not. But this is where I ended up wanting to be in the first place. So,
On the floor.
I mean, I was going to stay in that spot. Not necessarily sleep there, but hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
All right. Well, after a minute or so, you stretch and yawn. Um, you know, come to consciousness, and you feel surprisingly well rested. Perhaps the best nap you've had in decades.
Sweet.
There is a pillow set under your head, well, where your head was laying, and the door that you had entered previously is now firmly shut.
So I'll say, yeah, more cheap tricks. And then I sit there because I want to know what's going on in this room across the hallway.
I think he's gone to sleep at this point.
That's fine.
You hear distant snoring.
So are you just gonna wait in the hallway until morning at this point?
I'm going to check the door. And if it's locked, then I'm going back to my room.
Which door are you checking?
This one.
It's locked.
Ah, going back to.
Alrighty. You calling it a night at this point?
Yep.
Okay.
Although I probably can't sleep because I had the best nap in the world, apparently.
It's a well rested nap.
So I'll take that. I'll take whatever time I spend awake, and I read as many of the books on the shelf as I can.
You make it about halfway through the history of Red Larch before the dull nature of the book drags you into a very catatonic sleep.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was aiming for. Books are
Um,
boring, children.
Apparently, the history of Red Larch is not too thrilling, at least so far as you've gotten. I will give you advantage on history checks in the village of Red Larch now for that.
Yay.
Hooray!
Nice.
Beyond that, the evening is uneventful. Come morning, there is a clatter of activity coming from the second floor as everybody gets ready for their day. Let's see here. The clatter wakes Galosir. See, it wakes Thalion. It wakes Joe up. Orzhal. Let's see. They're asleep still. That guy's still asleep. And Sinestra is still passed the F out. So, the majority of you have been awoken by this clatter noise. I will leave it to you whenever you decide you want to wake yourself up, son.
That actually is his door locked?
Oh, it is most definite.
I'm gonna do it. Just gonna walk up to his door with my walking stick and bang super loud.
Good morning.
Are you walking up to my door?
Yeah,
Ah, I get up.
Alright, wait a second now. Hold on. Before
go
you
for
can
it.
walk up to his door, you need to figure out where his room is.
Oh shit, you're right.
Well, you see those two coming out of their room, so
So
you know
you
it's not
saw
those.
Galosir and Thalin leave their rooms. You saw the dark elven figure leave the middle room over here.
Hmm.
You also saw Maroon and Ellie leave the other room down the hallway here and head downstairs. The doors of the other two rooms here along this hallway appear firmly shut. If you want to go any further than that, you're going to need to do investigation or perception, whichever's higher for you.
Or just take the hit and do a 50-50.
Yeah, if I'm not positive, I'm not gonna knock on a rando's door. Scratch that, I'll go downstairs.
Alrighty.
Both Galosir and Thalen go downstairs as well.
Alright, you guys can make your way downstairs.
So did Lacuna sleep in the water barrel in the washroom?
No, I'm wandering around. I'm taking a bath. Don't judge me.
Oh, okay.
Some of us are cleaner than others.
I just had to ask, just for, you know.
It's therapy, you Philistine.
Hydrotherapy. Alright. Oh. As you guys make your way down to the dining room, down to the main room, as I should say, Rune and Ellie are sitting at a table with the dark elven individual, appearing to just have friendly conversation over breakfast. It looks as though the three of you have decided to sit together.
Seems that way.
I will intrude if they let me.
Yeah, we're okay with it.
I decide to mosey on downstairs as well.
I wake up, drool on the book. Ugh. That's gross. Close the book, still wet, put it on the shelf. I'm gonna, clean myself up generally, and then go downstairs.
Alrighty.
I sit quietly at the bar.
As you approach the bar, sit down. Good morning, in a cheerful, chipper, annoyingly loud tone. You thirsty, Lacuna? You need another drink?
In a glass, please.
Does he even have any water left?
A glass, you say?
A glass cup.
Would you like anything in your cup? Tea, perhaps? Water?
Water.
Annoying, humming an annoyingly cheerful tune, he goes and fills a mug of water, sits it down in front of you.
I pick up the cup and gratefully drink the water.
Okie dokie. So you drink your water. You want breakfast anytime soon?
A little bit of porridge with cinnamon and fruit would be nice.
He nods. Goes about business, brings a bowl over to you full of steaming hot porridge, and places a couple of apples down on the table next to you.
I give him a slightly annoyed glare, groping around, hoping I can find a knife to cut my apple with.
Well, sitting across the table to your far right in the corner is a small basket with various bits of silverware and the like. Fishing around in there, you manage to find a butter knife of sorts that appears to be sharp enough to cut your apple up.
I sit down with my newly acquired knife and start very, very badly hacking at the apple to put into my porridge, all while glaring at the barkeep, whose name I keep forgetting.
Sinan just stares at you, patiently watch you butcher your apple.
I grumble loudly.
He shrugs, goes back to cleaning the bar top.
I finish the genocide of the apples and dump very badly cut pieces into my breakfast and proceed to eat it.
Okie dokie, you are having the breakfast. You three gentlemen, the young waitress approaches your table. Good morning, gentlemen. Is there anything I can get for you?
Good morning. Do you have something that I could maybe carry around and eat while sifting through a book?
There's bread. There
That
may
will
be
do.
some pastries. I'll have to check with the chef.
Some warm bread would be nice.
She nods. How about you, gentlemen? Turning to Galosir and Thalon.
I'll take some bread as well. That's Talon. Galosir wants some, uh, I guess venison.
She nods and walks off, returning 4 or 5 minutes later with a basket of warm bread, a healthy-sized cup of butter, and a butter knife sunk deep into the butter, as well as a plate of steaming venison for Galosir. She makes her way down to Sinestra and says, "How about you?"
I'm just a little bit distracted, keeping my eye on Galosir. Water.
Anything to eat?
No, I'm still a little full from last night.
She just kind of nods. Again, returns a couple minutes later, handing you a cup of water. Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just kind of half wave, half kind of motion for her to go away.
She goes and busies herself about the other tables, moving around, taking the orders of other patrons. As you gentlemen enjoy your breakfast, Ellie and Rune are sitting at the table with the Dark Elven individual and are having discussion with him. There is a few pieces of parchment laid across the table between the various plates of breakfast. They're referencing them during their conversation.
Can we hear any of it?
If you would take to attempt to hear any of it, you can make a perception check.
I'd like to just approach them after a couple minutes.
Nah, I won't.
All right. So after a couple of minutes, Orzhal, you're going to move over to the table.
Yeah.
Are you having a seat or standing by the table?
I'll stand just a little outside.
Move your stuff where you're going to be. There you go.
Just kind of glance. Can I see what's going on?
There are the documents that you had seen during your travels straight across the table, minus a few that would have been pertained to yourself, Galosir, as well as any of the other dossiers on different individuals that you had previously seen.
All right. Just kind of, in general, say to them.
So, not meaning to interrupt. I will be doing my morning studies.
Tap my spell book.
Are you fine if I wait near or within the carriage outside. Privacy really helps me with these things.
Elliot turns and looking up over his shoulder at you and nods. We'll be leaving in an hour or so, heading north.
Fantastic. I will be eagerly awaiting.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. So you're heading out to the carriage then.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Lacuna, as you're sitting by the bar, the half-elven woman that Kayla had been arguing with before approaches you. Good morning, dear.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you for asking. How are you doing?
I think I'm awake. I say as I start feeling my face.
She chuckles beside herself. Oh, we're investigating business. The lords of Waterdeep here have heard several disturbing rumors from various sources of the dead rising up around the small village of Red Larch to the north of here. Um, would you know anything about this?
The dead rising, my goodness, no. Think anything and everything in the general vicinity that's holy. I have not heard of that, and certainly haven't seen anything. You may wish to ask Cormar and Trixie. They spend more time out of the carriage than I do, but fairly certain they would have mentioned undead things popping out of the ground all willy-nilly.
She looks about the common rooms. And they would be.
Outside, most likely.
She nods to herself. Well, if you would like to join us, Orzhal and Galosir are going to be investigating this. I'm sure they wouldn't mind some assistance in it.
I
There's
look
coin to be
around
had.
nervously down at my hands. I'll need to talk to Cormar and Trixie. I'm actually out on family business right now.
She nods, returns to the table.
I take a very quick and deep breath and stand up quickly and start making my way outside to see if I can find Cormar and Trixie.
Where are those two buggers at? I think they're still. Or we'll move them down here. There we are. Alrighty.
Is that Trixie next to me?
No. Komar and Trix are outside. Did you move your figure?
No, I wasn't sure. I'm moving them now. Is that them right here?
No. If you just walk out the front door, you find Orzhal's making his way toward the carriage that he arrived in. The ever vigilant Asmir is standing there watching the door.
That's Trixie, right?
Yep, she's over in the stables, scrubbing mud off the now bronze horses.
Trixie, have you seen anything about undead things popping out of the ground?
Where?
Oh,
She begins frantically looking around her immediate vicinity.
Calm down. Not here.
What are you
We
scaring
have
me for?
some of the patrons inside have mentioned that the undead somewhere near here have been popping up. They have asked for our assistance. I'm not sure what we should do, honestly.
She shrugs. You're free to help if you want. You could get yourself some spare coin, maybe a little experience. Learn something new. outside of the shell, as your mother always says.
You're supposed to talk me out of this sort of thing, dear.
No, my job was to deliver you to the inn. And she points to the inn. Now my job is to go water deep.
All right. I guess helping would be the good thing to do. If I die, it's on your head.
Yes, funeral rites and all.
I expect something splendid. That's a half elf, right?
The half-elf girl is sitting at the table with the other three.
Here.
Yes, right there. That you just put your figure under, I think. Here, I'll move you. There you go.
All right, if you think I might be useful, I will help, I announced to the back of the elf's head.
She turns about, not quite aware that you were addressing her. She's, yes. Do you need something?
Did you not want my assistance anymore?
Oh, yeah. Um, the more the merrier. I don't quite feel comfortable sending two to investigate something that may be dangerous.
All right, is there someone I should be speaking to about this then?
Shrugs. You need to go north to Red Lodge and investigate, I'd imagine.
All right. I shrug and then I make my way up to talk to Auntie Dude. Excuse me, I'm sorry. For some mindless chatter while everything else gets underway, I guess.
Galosir gets up from the table and puts some coin down on the thing to pay for his meal and makes his way out.
Alrighty.
Gives him a Syntharia kind of menacing look before getting him out of the door.
Who's Syntharia?
I think he means Sinestra.
Sinestra.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at
Or
him too.
Sinestra.
I'm looking at him too because like I don't trust him and whatever. Nope, I don't like it. I'm glad he left though.
I ask Aunt Nora if it's okay for me to store some of my things here while I go dashing off into the unknown.
Yes, of course. There's a chest in your room upstairs. I'm sure you saw it at the foot of the bed. If you need to store something in there.
Just wanted to make sure you're not using the room for anything else.
No. I put that one aside for you and your siblings. And unless you hid them in the carriage somewhere, are you hiding them from me?
No, I wouldn't do that.
You better not.
I go upstairs to store stuff in the chest, and then I also start making my way out.
Alrighty.
So I'm sitting there staring at the door, waiting for Galosir to come back, and I see her go. I go, oh crap! I almost forgot, and I just follow her without, yeah, being sneaky about it.
You're just obviously blatantly following her.
Yeah, I'm being a little sneaky about it. Like not obvious that I'm.
Lacuna's as dense as a doornail, so she's not like she's gonna notice, let's be real.
Yeah.
As you step out the door, Lacuna, you see Trixie and Komar waving at you from the wagon as they travel down the road.
So who's this person here?
That's the,
Yes.
lack of better terms, the bouncer or guard of the inn.
Okay.
She, like you, is an ASMR.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, I know this one.
She's just wearing jet black armor. A rather menacing, nasty-looking axe rests at her side, and the only thing about her that seems slightly off is one of the straps of her shield hanging on her back is broken.
I give her a sideways glance, like, all right, and I move on.
She just kind of looks at you and gives you a little bit of a nod and goes back to essentially fucking with the dire wolf pup that's laying next to the steps.
Alright, Thalion gets up from his meal, puts down some coin, and starts making his way out. On his way out, he takes out a prayer book and starts mumbling to himself to certain phrases in a prayer as he makes his way out.
Alrighty.
If this guy comes up behind me mumbling, I'm gonna freak out.
I'm pretty sure he's coming up behind you mumbling.
Uh. Yeah, I jump a little bit and give him a weird look, and I move over. I'm like, watching him
Death,
too.
death guide you, friend.
Uh, yeah.
I
Okay.
I stare nervously at everyone surrounding me and back up slightly until my back is touching the front of the Aesmer bouncer.
She rests your hands on your shoulders, making you jump all the more as you were not expecting the touch. And chuckles and says, "You all right?"
No, no. I think I'm about to get myself killed.
She jungles around in the back, pulls out a potion of a red liquid, it takes your hand and puts it in it. If you
What's
feel like
this?
you're dying, just drink that.
Thank you. Keep the inn safe while I'm away. I would be dreadfully sad if something happened to it in my absence.
Oh, your aunt would never let me hear the end of it. As you're having your conversation, the high elven gentleman that, again, Kayla was arguing with steps outside. So, all right, folks. So, here's the deal. You guys, she looks about as your motley crew. Yeah, okay. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's fine. You can take the carriage and head north to Red Lodge. It's just up the road a bit. As he points out to the main road in northward direction. Um, I'm gonna stay here and deal with business with Ellie. Uh, do any of you know where you're going, or are any of you proficient with tracking?
I pet the direwolf. Maybe this one can come.
I am proficient in survival. Does that count?
I am.
Galosir is as well.
Let's see. Sin, what's your AC?
AC is 16, but I also have a little bit of animal handling. So there's something happening because of this direwolf.
You
I'm
better
gonna
try and
take a
roll
shot at
animal.
that.
Yeah, roll your animal handling.
Oh no.
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 Oh, no, 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 no. You go to pet the dog, and as you're paying attention to those around you, you inadvertently brush the dog's hair the wrong direction. It's not very fond of this and attempts to take a nip at you. Thankfully, your reflexes are quick enough to yank your hand away as it just kind of moves slightly back and curling up against the wall under the sconce, out of your reach.
I look up at the sky and say, "We're all gonna die."
Ruin says, "I don't think you're going to be taking that one with you. Um, so trained in tracking? Anybody?"
No tracking, just survival.
Well,
Yeah, same here.
I mean, if you get hungry on the road, that might help you, but unless you know what you're looking for, you're not going to get very far without some key descriptions or a map. Uh, that dark-skinned elven fellow in there appears to be trained in tracking. Seems quite fond of it, and has mentioned that he's followed the dead to a place called Lance Rock, I believe he said. If you wanted to ask for his help before you set off, if not, you can head up to Red Lodge and try and find a map that'll get you there.
Sounds good. Although, I'm not really saying this because I haven't really committed to going yet.
We'll win you over.
So, what do you find folks doing? The wagon sits ready to go and prepped. The horses are sitting a bit restless. There's nobody sitting in the wagon at this juncture.
Gonna jump in the front of the wagon.
Make an animal handling check.
Damn.
I mean, I'm just, gonna drive the wagon. I'm not messing with the animals, but all right.
Well, you manage to calm the horses down so they don't get started by you jumping in the front seat. You pick up the reins and calm them down just enough that they seem to be comfortable with your handling them.
Yeah. I imagine I was just in there the whole time reading my spell book.
Yeah, the wagon jumps and jostles a bit as you're in the middle of memorizing your spells for the day.
Oh, hello. Glad you're with us.
Go back to my book.
Alrighty.
Where is this?
Where's what?
Where's the wagon?
I don't have a thingy for the wagon.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna assume this is the front of the wagon.
Let me see if I can find some sort of asset to use here.
Even a square would work.
You can draw a shape, apparently.
Wait, are there horses?
Here, let's use this. Oh my god, that horse is defigured all to hell. There you go.
No.
Whoa.
All right,
We'll use the horse to denote where your wagon's at.
got it.
Alrighty, there's your wagon. You're getting yourselves set up, as it were. Actually, there's two horses here. Two horses here.
Oh, that horse had a butt and it was in my face.
It's a horse butt.
Yeah, I
Alrighty.
figure if Lacuna's going, I might as well just jump in.
Alright, so as it stands, Sinestra looks back at you all expectantly, sitting in the driver's seat of the wagon.
Coming?
I take a deep breath, tighten all of my various bags and pouches and the carefully wrapped book I'm carrying with me, and make my way into the wagon.
Alrighty, so Lacuna's climbing into the wagon. As you guys are getting ready to go, the high elf gentleman goes, "You want me to ask the ranger to help you guys, or are you going to be fine on your own?"
Galosir, says yes.
He nods. He's back inside. A few moments later, the dark elven figure steps out and goes, "So the fair-skinned man tells me you might need some help. Yes? No?"
Yes.
Probably.
Alright. I think I know where I'm going. If you guys want to go there directly to investigate this, unless we can head up to the village, it's up to you. And he climbs in carefully and sits next to Sinestra.
Both Phelan and Galosir climb in the back.
Alrighty, everybody. Bum ba bum 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 ba-dum. We're all going to move into a new map. We're gonna go to this one.
We defeated the inn.
Hooray! You guys made it out of the inn. All right.
In boss down.
Hooray! So you guys are now sitting outside of the inn there, near your fancy little horse marking your location. The village of Red Larch is to the north of that. So you guys gonna head to the town, or are you gonna follow the ranger's directions and try to make your way to the aforementioned locations?
I kind of want to kill stuff, so I want to go to the other location.
I trust the ranger. Do that.
I'll let the ranger point where we go. Did he just say he wanted to kill stuff?
Aye, he did.
Hope stuff doesn't include all the people in this wagon.
He looks at you and grins. He goes, "Wouldn't that be fun?"
Yeah, he can try.
He points off to the westerly direction from where you are currently facing. So across the main road to the west and to the hills.
Is that where the little horse is?
No, the little horse currently is standing on the right where the inn is.
Wait, so the horse is where the inn is. Got it.
Yeah, you guys are currently at the inn with that horse.
All right. I spur the horses on and we're going.
Alrighty. So you guys get your fun little wagon of things going. You muddle along some old dirt roads, and you eventually make your way over to the oh so wonderful joy of Lance Rock, which pops up right there. Hooray! As you approach Lance Rock, there's a narrow 25-foot menhire, bare gray rock that juts eastward at a 60-degree angle into the sky.
Gonna hit my old wizard friend with some protection from good and evil.
Oh.
Because I'm kind of worried about the old man just tripping on something and breaking into 1,000 pieces.
I mean, yeah, maybe like a bone on the ground. That could be evil. Protect me again.
Good times.
I'll turn to look over to Galosir.
Mallow, you're familiar with these sort of things? Or am I assuming incorrectly?
Never faced undead before.
Oh, well, shit. Nevertheless, I will be standing right behind you, as per usual.
Thalon speaks up and goes, "But I have."
Oh, very good. I vote he is in the front. I will be somewhere in the middle, right behind Galosir.
As you guys are having your discussion, the dark elven figure hops gingerly from the front of the wagon and begins to approach the rock, the large Alonso rock, following a windy dirt trail among the grass.
Are we supposed to see a rock?
There's no rock on the map, man. Right where your horse is, there's a giant frickin' rock that's sticking out of the ground. From
Oh
your
my-
history and reading your fun little book of Red Larch, the local legend and lore here is that a dragon flew by and dropped this rock into the ground hundreds of years ago.
How hard would it be to climb this rock?
It's at roughly a 60-degree angle, so if you wanted to climb up the rock, you certainly could do so. There is a face that's, it's moving up kind of like a ramp.
All right, I'm gonna watch the old man try to climb the rock.
No, that's not happening. Someone else do it.
Thought you were our leader.
Hardly, I'm but one of the equal members of our group. I've got the brains. You've got the looks. Let's make lots of money.
No, wait. Anyways,
Are you coming on to me?
No, what I'm saying, I'm more of a stay back and thinker type. Someone else do the athletics and all that.
So who's
I
going?
want to know if the undead are actually on the rock or just around it.
All right, well, as you guys are inspecting this rather large stone that's jutting out of the ground, the dark elf has made his way down the trail, and he whistles sharply and motions for you to come over, and it says, pointing toward a ravine about 200 feet or so south of where you're currently standing. I tracked him down this way before we gave it up the other night.
Lead the way.
Well, let's press on.
As you make your way down the trail, about 100 feet or so down the trail, let's do this real quick. Sinestra, you spot a wooden rectangle sticking slightly out of some of the bushes to the right of the trail.
Take a closer look.
Okay, as you walk closer and you push some of the brushes aside, there is a sign here. It appears to be a little worn and it's seen better days, but it is still quite legible.
And it says?
Neatly painted upon the sign in 6 rows. Come no closer, lest you catch a disfiguring plague. It affects me so. The Lance Rock, Lord of Lance Rock, lays below.
All right then, I'm done. See you guys.
Hold on, where are you headed off to?
Yeah, I don't know if you can read, but you should read.
I can read. Oh, that is troublesome.
I'm not catching any disease for this crap.
I'm sure we'll be completely fine. You worry too much.
I'm just gonna stay put.
A coward if I ever saw one. Now, Galosir, lead the way. I'll be behind you.
Coward indeed.
Galosir takes his axe out and starts heading down further down the ravine.
As you draw the axe from your belt loop, the familiar dwarven voice rings in your ear. Attaboy, don't need to be no wissy coward like that Asim or fairy fella.
Kind of chuckle a little bit and continue onward.
So every time this happens, can I tell what's that something's happening here with that axe?
You want to roll an arcane check?
Yeah, I do. Because I'm watching this guy like a hawk. Wow.
What is wrong with you?
You don't say shit.
You're too busy inspecting the sign to pay attention to him and what he's doing currently.
All right.
That is insane.
I've never had such horrible rolls in my life. It's
1, 2, 1. Your rolls. Good thing you're not in combat right now.
4, 1, 2, 1.
Oh man. Well, Galosir is making his way down the trail. A little ways ahead of him is the Dark Elven Ranger. The rest of you?
I think I'm still in the carriage.
You're still sitting in the carriage?
I'm curled up in a corner, petrified because I didn't know what to do, and everyone just left me alone. I'm so scared.
Poke my head in the carriage. You coming?
I scream in absolute fear.
Man, and I'm a coward.
No, don't go. Wait, I'll come. Don't leave.
That's the spirit. Come, join us. There's plenty of people taller than you can stand behind. It works really well.
Wisdom of the old.
I look at the old man. You're taller than me, right?
I try to step out of the carriage, or I step out of the carriage and I just kind of stand there twisting my fingers together. All right, I'm ready to go now. While clutching the vial of red liquid that was given to me before.
You should put that away.
Why?
You're gonna drop it.
No, I won't.
Way you just scream when I poke my head out, you see a real undead, you're gonna freak.
I'll drop it on your head.
All better for me.
Fine. I tuck the vial back into my bags and make sure it's safely secured away from the weird guy.
I
Alrighty.
make note of where she puts it in her bag.
Alrighty. Well, if there's no more from you, so we have Galosir, the Dark Elven Ranger, Orzhal, are all moving down the trail, heading along the way into the ravine.
I
Oh.
fucking bard. I hate to break this up for a second. How long are we going until?
Oh, I don't know. I just looked at the time. I mean, how much longer you guys wanted to go for here?
I mean, if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I would say all night because this is really fun. But I have to like go to bed at a reasonable hour, unfortunately.
What time are you aiming to be in bed by?
11.
All right. Well, then we'll go for 20 minutes or so here, and then we'll call it.
Okay.
Alrighty. So I assume the rest of you are just moseying your way down the path?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am following at a very safe distance.
Okay. As you
About 300 yards or so.
I'm walking next to the old man, who's definitely taller than me.
sound advice.
I'm 5'8". What are you guys?
She's a tiefling, so she's like 4'2".
I'm on the short side for a tiefling.
Okay.
And I'm tall, so I'm making myself shorter by being further away.
Forced perspective. She learned all about it in art.
As you guys make your way down the ravine, the ranger motions back to you. Shh! Quiet, you fools!
Yes, quiet, jeez.
He glares at you,
Give him a thumbs up.
rolls his eyes, continues his way. As you make your way down the ravine, it curls to the left and opens up into a wider path, eventually coming to the mouth of a oh so wonderful cave.
Oh.
So you guys now all find yourselves resting outside of an oh so wonderful cave. Hooray! So let's see here. We have that one, that guy, that fella. Sinestra's way back here because he's hiding behind everybody.
I'm not hiding behind anyone. I'm just keeping a safe distance.
Put Galosir at the front, him next to it. I don't know where you've got Thalon positioned. But there you go. You guys all find yourself at the end of the ravine as it opens up into the mouth of a cave.
Nice. Can you guys see in the dark?
Fallen Gumma calls out, I guess.
I can.
I can. Kind of.
The dark elf just nods silently.
Very well. I suppose we can not go without light if you don't mind me.
I'm just gonna use a cantrip and cast light.
What are you casting light on? It needs to be on an object.
On the old man.
Specifically, what part of him are you lighting up? It needs to be.
I'm gonna light his top of his hat up so that he can see.
All right.
How generous.
So
I'm just waiting for the guy to trip on something and just fall apart and turn into one of the old dead. And I want to see when that light goes down, so I can just get the heck out of there.
I'll turn around and cast light on his nose.
You can't cast on his nose. It's got to be an object.
All right, his shoe.
All right, so left or right?
Right shoe.
So your right shoe is a brilliant light, as Orzhal's hat is.
All right, I take my shoe off and put it in my bag.
Fantastic.
Not gonna be needing this.
All right, well, be a torch, I guess.
Is this what Mother meant when she just said, men?
Possible.
Well, what are you guys doing? You're standing outside of a cave here.
Estella and I want to cast Eyes of the Grave and see if there's any undead around us.
So Thalin's going to cast Eyes of the Grave. Your senses ring and tingle. Does this allow you to detect the location of undead nearby? Let's take a look. The location of any undead within 60 feet. So let's see here. Where are you at? If I can find this damn tool. Alright, yeah, so you're immediately in front of you, walking toward the cave. Your senses shine. You can clearly sense at least 3 undead coming from that direction. Maybe more.
Hey, Death Whisperer. Got anything?
Yeah, there's 3 coming right towards us.
Great.
You don't sense them moving, you just sense them in front of you.
Oh, never mind, they're just in front of us.
So, if you talk to Death, can you tell him to just get rid of those guys?
Yeah. No, it doesn't work that way.
So he doesn't listen.
No, it's more that the undead are an aberration in Death's eye.
Yeah.
No control, essentially. Anyway, let's see. I want to cast Shield of Faith on Lacuna.
Okay. So you use one of your spells here. What's that, a first level spell? Assuming you're casting at first level?
Yeah.
Okay, so you use one of your first level spells. Lacuna, your armor shimmers and shines, and you get a +2 bonus to your armor class.
I start feeling my leathers in surprise. I've never had this spell cast on me before. Thank you.
May Death close his eyes to you, child.
You too, sir.
How awkward is this guy gonna get?
Pretty awkward.
I love it.
Okay, so you're all standing out here in this field, essentially. There's a line of trees in front of you. Thalon has informed you all that he senses at least 3 undead entities directly in front of the group, though they do not appear to be moving. How are you proceeding?
Well, I'm not going anywhere until they move.
Hmm.
I mean, you know where they are. Just go take care of them, Death Guy.
I don't know what kind of undead they are, though.
I do this shoo motion. My hand.
Alright, Estella and I kind of almost... I walk up to Galosir and point in the direction that the 3 undead.
Alright, so
And
you're moving closer to Galosir.
Yeah, and I basically tell him that I have no idea what kind of undead they are.
As you walk closer to Galosir, your senses reaching further into the cave, the number of undead you sense grows.
How many?
You are at this time unable to discern the number of undead.
Oh, okay, guys, there were 3 when I was a few feet back there, but now that I'm this close, I can't tell how many there are in front of me.
You sense a powerful stench of undeath coming from the cave. It appears to be overcoming your senses.
So I yell from my perch in the back. How many?
Too many.
Turn around and begin to slowly walk away.
I tell the group around us that there's something in that cave that's making it very difficult to see.
Well, have no worry, I'm sure. With proper teamwork, a bit of elbow grease, and a bit of luck, nothing will stop us.
Ranger addresses you all. What's the plan here?
I've got a plan.
Oh,
It's
Yes.
elbow grease.
It's very good. Galosir steps forward, then I take a step forward, and we take it from there.
Can we launch a spell or something into that cave to get them to come out here?
does anybody have a spell or something they can send into the cave?
Oh boy. Well, how far away am I from all this stuff he's sensing?
I could lob grease at them.
I mean, you're well back. You're barely hearing the conversation they're having at this point. Because you are fairly far back. I mean, you're easily 120 feet or so behind everybody.
None of my spells. All my spells seem to have a target, it looks like.
As it looks like
I'm-
everyone is kind of unsure of what to do, from my perch in the back, I just toss an Eldritch Blast
At
into the cave.
your spell doesn't reach that far.
Just as far as it goes.
How far away or how deep is the cave, roughly?
You can't tell from here. As
Uh,
Sinestra swings his spell out into the tree line, he strikes a tree, and upon striking the tree, a skeleton begins to rise from the ground near it, turning his attention toward you.
I scream again.
Good thing you put your potion away.
Will you shut up about the potion?
As you guys are arguing, a zombie comes crawling from the nearby bushes.
Can I cast a spell?
Can you cast a spell?
Can I cast grease directly to between us and the zombie?
Grease has a 60-foot range. You could get to about there with it.
Okay, I would like to cast grease.
Alrighty. Cutie reaches forward. I assume you're casting this from your grandmother's spellbook.
Yes.
So Lacuna pulls a very old-looking book from her bag. Flipping through some pages, she reads through the incantation as she holds the book in front of her and throws her hand out. And after a few moments, a large glob of grease splatters on the ground in front of you. Bling.
How much of that did I just see?
From where you're standing, you saw her cast a spell.
Okay.
You're too far back to see anything other than that. You're not even sure what spell she cast.
Okay. Do I see the goobly glop stuff people? Undead monkeys in the forest?
No.
Good.
Are we in combat yet, or?
Well, you guys should roll initiative now.
Am I far enough away to not have to?
No, you are not far enough away to not have to.
Oh, me. Okay.
So that's a -1.
-1. All right, that puts Joe at the bottom of the list then.
How? Oh no. I get
First,
a 15.
first one was for Thalon, and the second one was for Galosir.
All right, hold on here. We have Orzhal is going to be at the very bottom because, you know, it's a -1.
Yep.
Let's pull my list up here. So we have, you said the first one was for Thalon?
Yeah, he doesn't have a plus to anything in initiative, so there's an
Okay.
8.
So Thalon's 8.
And Galosir has a +1 to initiative, so 16.
Okay, so Galosir 16.
I have a +3 for initiative.
What's that put you at?
That puts me at. I just added, right?
Yeah, just add it to your initiative roll.
So 6.
Okay. Put you here. Boom, boom. Sen got a 12.
15.
15? Perfect.
Mhm.
Alrighty, as you guys are muttering to yourselves, the zombie begins to slowly approach you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets just close enough to take a swing at Thalon. He says, "Hi."
So I see it now, right?
No, you're still too far back. You don't see shit.
Oh, goodness. Okay, good. I wasn't supposed to be that far back. I should be in range.
I mean, you didn't move yourself forward or anything with the rest of the group. You didn't say you were moving forward, so I left you way back there.
Oh, I was supposed to follow at a distance.
It looks like a 17 is going to hit your armor class there for Mr. Thalon.
Oh no.
Thalon's taking 7 points of damage. The zombie swings at him, slams against you. Bum, 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 bum. And then the next one is going to be Mr. Skeleton. He gets that far, making his way forward. I forgot to roll that guy into initiative. Alright, perfect. That fits good. Okay. And then next in the order is Galosir. What are you doing?
Let's see. What can I do? So, bonus actions can be taken before you do an action, right?
Correct.
Alright, I want to cast Hunter's Mark on the ghoul that's attacking Thalon.
Alright, so you're casting Hunter's Mark across him.
And then I want to beat him in the face with my axe.
Alright, roll your d20 to hit.
It's a 15.
That axe you are wielding is considered a +1 weapon, so add 1 to your attack.
Okay.
So let's see. If you're using the axe equipment, I'm going to declare this thing has been attuned to you at this point. So you're going to add 7 to your rolls if you're using the battle axe, including your strength modifiers and all that fun shit. So that brings you up to a 22. That's definitely going to hit the zombie. Go ahead and roll your damage. The axe does 1d8.
So I add them on the multiple.
So
What now?
So you're going to roll 1d8 for your damage and add 7 to that.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Mhm.
Do I also roll a D? I'm a 6 for a Hunter's Mark.
Yes, you do. Alrighty. So
And Hunter's Mark does what?
Hunter's Mark does an extra 1d6 damage to his chosen target.
Cool.
Until it dies. Or the spell ends. But the spell lasts an hour.
So what you can do with that is remember, if your target drops to 0 hit points, or it's not dead either case, you can use your bonus action on any turn following that to move that Hunter's Mark to a new target if you decide you want to do that.
Okay.
Anyway, so as the zombie comes and attempts to take a bite out of Fallon, he bashes against him. You turn and definitely swing your axe aside and just bury it into his side. The zombie appears a little worse for the wear, though is still standing. Next on the list is Sin.
Alright, I'm walking up. Because at this point, I just think that I played a little prank with my Eldritch Blast. And I'm going to give somebody some nice little smart talk.
Are you using your full action to move, or are you just going to use your move action and wait?
I'm using my move action.
Because your move action would put you to right about here.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, so we're going to move you forward the 30 feet for your move action.
And now, do I see anything?
You can see Lacuna freaking the fuck out.
What's wrong with you?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! You still have
Why are you so skittish?
Should never come, should have never have come.
What were you going to say, Nez?
saying you still have your action if you want to use your full turn to do your full movement, or you can end your turn there.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk a little bit closer because at this point I'm just like, what the heck is wrong with this person?
All right, so you use your full move and you move closer. At this point, you can now see a skeleton lurching toward the group. Fallon and Galosir are currently doing battle with a zombie.
Ah, wonderful.
All right, Fallon's turn.
Okay, I have a question first. Does necrotic damage hurt them undead?
You're not going to know unless you try.
Well,
You
in that case,
shouldn't try.
I'll let you use your bonus action to roll a religion check on that if you would like to do so.
Nah, I think I'll and instead cast my cantrip Sacred Flame on the zombie right in front of me.
Alrighty, so a sacred flame, a creature must succeed or fail or make a dexterity save basically against your spell. So do that. So let's see here. Yeah, he rolled a nat 20. He definitely makes a save. Your spell does nothing.
Wow.
Oh, let's see. That counts as a standard action spell, right? Yeah. So you still have your bonus action if you have anything you want to do with that. Which looks like you can use Healing Word, Shield of Faith, or Spare the Dying cantrip, but there's no need for that right now.
I'll cast level 1 Healing Word on myself.
What are you saying to heal yourself with your healing words?
Oh Lord Death, please don't let it be my time yet.
Alrighty. So as you muddle a soft prayer to your deity, you manage to recover some of your hit points. You need to roll your 1d4 and add 3 to it. Alright, so you're recovering 6 hit points then. Okay, that ends your turn. It is now Lacuna's turn.
I want to cast Dissonant Whispers at the whatever's closest to me.
Great.
The closest enemy to me.
I was gonna say you're gonna turn the old man senile.
Alright, so the closest thing to you right now is the zombie. You're going to cast it on that
Okay.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, let's see. Your DC is 13. Yeah, he makes the save. Your spell doth do nothing. Alrighty, and that brings it down to the ranger's turn.
It's 11.
Yeah, we'll finish this round of combat, and then we'll call it for tonight.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, okay. So the ranger steps forward. It's a curious notion as you look at him, as it appears he's not holding any weapons. He appears to be unarmed. He steps forward in front of the skeleton and goes, "I didn't sign up for this shite," and runs his hand over his arm. As he does so, the stone itself lifts from the ground, forming a warhammer of solid stone in his grasp. He uses his action to roll his attack, and attacking Monsieur Sileton in front of him just barely makes the AC. And then he's going to roll damage. He brings a warhammer down on the skull, just shatters his skull. The bones just fall lifeless to the ground. And that brings it down to Orzhal's turn.
Yes, I will go to the north for a clear shot, and then I will cast my cantrip. Where is it? Cantrip Firebolt.
Alrighty, so you're casting Firebolt. Yeah, that hits.
Very nice.
So 1d10 damage. 8 points of damage at this poor bastard. Your Firebolt rips through him and setting the zombie ablaze, and it falls to a charred and rotting pile.
Woo.
He are the dead! Hooray! There you go. You guys have managed to kill the first little bit of undead outside of this cave. Is there anything you
Yay.
guys want to do before we conclude it here for the night?
I
I'm
was
gonna make
useless.
I'm gonna make a shitty comment about how he's gonna burn the forest down. Who
Good job,
uses fire
guys.
in a
Let's go
forest?
back and get our reward.
I have a meta request.
What's that?
Can we get Joe like an enchanted monocle or something? He sounds like he needs an enchanted monocle in his life.
Oh my god!
Maybe it talks to him.
He's already got a bright shiny Santa hat, so
With an enchanted monocle, he could just sit and fiddle with it. Yes.
he needs a
Why
pipe
so?
is what he needs.
I'm down with that.
Watch that be a
Make it
treasure at the
happen,
end of this cave.
Oh man!
My grandfather had one much like this. I'm sorry. It just
Found it in the cave.
and once he started, he's like, I get into a position, and I'm like, no, Joe's a monocle. Like I'm imagining a panda with a monocle.
Great.
Oh, man. Hell, we're going to call it here then for the night. We'll pick this up again next Friday at the usual 8 p.m. time. Anything else from you guys that you want to add before we call this here?
This was like super fun.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Thank you for putting up with those of us that are noobs.
Well, you don't learn unless you play it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Alrighty, well, I guess we're going to call it there for tonight. I'm going to shut this down.